Hello guys, I'm just gonna do a quick test. There's the excellent. We're just gonna do the F5 here and do the F5 here, and we're doing the sound tech quick. Do a quick test. There's the excellent. We're just gonna do the F5 here. Alright, sound test went good. I'm just gonna open Epic Games. My quality is going to be slow off the start. I'm just finishing downloading something that we're going to give a test today. It's one of the products I had picked up. The original character creator that I wanted to use couldn't use because the body skeleton of the character just didn't match anything, whether it is the advanced locomotion system, the new Unreal Engine 5 mani, even the Unreal Engine 4 mani. This is one of the major banes on why we had so many delays, because I wanted to use this character customizer kit, but it just didn't match anything. And he just did a major update from what I see, and it's actually going to be using the Unreal Engine 5 character, so that's pretty huge. So we're gonna test around, fool around with that today. I hope. I think that it could be pretty fun. Looks like my speeds has went back up, so that's good. And I will actually just show you what the customized character is in the marketplace. Character customizer. So this is by M. Langberg. Out of 100 reviews, 5 stars. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty expensive project. Like, this is like at least usually it's like a couple $100. But see, it's a bunch of different characters, like upper body, lower body. You must have seen me with this stuff before. So these pictures here, I believe, are what you get right now. It's supposed to be multiplayer compatible, each character with their own unique customization, gamepad compatible, stuff like that. So we're gonna look at that today. I just have to I just picked it up, so we are going to probably under projects, new window, we are going to extract here, I'm sure. Open with 7-zip extract files to one of my biggest hard drives, Unreal Projects. Okay. This is a zip file, so it should be just it should be just unzipping there. So yeah, it's a versatile general purpose character customizer. Characters can be customized from the main menu or standalone customization. And so one of the cool things is he had created pretty much these little actors in the world that treated like just like a suitcase, or sorry, like a locker or something like that, so you walk up to and change your character. First person, third person. And I think he wanted to do an all-inclusive kit. See, he had the assault rifle, baseball bat, live link, and yeah, he had locomotion, hitting death. One of the things I had recommended to him that he's just going too far. Like, as a kit, when he's selling a product, he should be just selling the character customizer. I just feel like it was just way too much, and so it just didn't migrate in well with a lot of other things, because it was pretty much like a standalone project. But a lot of people have their project and they want just a character customizer in it. So copy text. So there's some big changes. He says that the characters are now using the Unreal Engine 5 skin. That's like one of the biggest problems that we had with the kit. We couldn't use the Unreal Engine 5. It now uses the metahuman stuff, which is great. Discord version of the project includes. So yeah, we are. That's the project I'm gonna be testing out right now. It's just a single character class. Using data assets, which is what we were doing before with the crowd characters. So now that I have that and I've showed you guys this, let's go back to that. That was the crowd. So the current version that we have, these crowd sample characters, it was a way to edit and customize different types of metahumans. They were using data assets. Data assets is like its own save variable, but it's an Unreal Engine variable. You set it once. When it's set, it's one of the only things now, other than, which is called the game instance file. The game instance blueprint per se, or place, was the only thing that transferred from mode to mode or level to level. So if you were to leave one level and go into another level, the only thing that persists is the game instance. Now, what you would do is save certain things, like maybe your character appearance and personal player profile stuff, in the game instant file, where you draw them from a save load file and save them in the game instant file. So when you load up different modes or different maps, you have this, you pull in the map the character's looks and stuff like that, and you put it on. Now they have Unreal Engine 5 now have data assets, which are also just like files, saved kind of files, but they're also save, and they can be transitioned from one level to the next. And so it will look at that and it'll be saved each time. So if you do a change in game, that sticks, and when you go to a next level, that file in the folder has stuck with that change. Like a full save, but more dynamic, I guess, and more accessible. So it's very, very useful. So so that's one of the things he's using, is data asset. It's just switched over to the new input system. It's great. A lot of stuff was removed and cleaned. Movement has been separated from the character blueprint and has its own component. Combat and driving have been removing for the time being, until he's able to. So he just removed combat and driving. Like I said, it doesn't really need that. The animations are kind of nice, but I think it's a little overkill. Most people who probably spending all the money, a lot of money on his project, are looking just for the character customizer itself. Modify custom menu now works through simple drag and drop. Apparel now supports tinting, 4 different tints per print. Body morphs has returned. Animations have improved, and there is the new crowd system that will actually respond to pedestrians and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. So see if this is done. Looks close. But yeah, so I just got this not too long ago, and so I wasn't able to pre-download this for you guys. So I'm just trying to check this as soon as possible. Says I got it at 4 a.m. in the morning, so I might have just missed it until just later. And then my phone just didn't update properly or something like that. All right. So what else? Yeah. So if I could do that, that could help with the character customizer. I might just see how it looks, and if it has all the menu systems and stuff like that in there nicely, I could potentially just start getting stuff set up, because I wanted the game to be with controller. Yeah, some of the stuff that I've had been purchasing and picking up for this long time seems like it's finally paying off. All right. Oh, it's looks like it's done. So let's go to Unreal Projects here, right here, and let's open this up. Looks like he's using 5.11, not 5.2. The big problem I had with 5.1 was with object instancing, because I was thinking about doing like a really big map. But the problem was with the really big map, having an object that when you look at it, it changes. Alright, so it's compiling shaders. There's one other thing I did want to check, is if 5.3 was out yet. Oh, whoa, news. 5.3 released. It's released today? When's today? Today didn't release right now. You can see me, I just picked this up September 6th. Oh. So yeah. Yeah, it's just a month old. And I wonder if that version is the best. Just gonna ask him if there will be a 5.3 version. While we're compiling shaders. Yeah. I'm 90% sure he's in a completely different time zone than me, so I'm not getting that question answered anytime soon. Yeah. See if I can. So light. So this is what I was talking about. Lightweight instances are yeah, for storing and transferring and converting it back into to a full actor when you're actually needed to interact with it. Yes. This function was really breaking in 5.1 and 5.0. I think that's why it was sneaked in, because it wasn't fully functional. There's even some YouTube videos on it, I guess. I've watched this YouTube. This is the only kind of like main guy that was talking about it, from what I understand. See, there's another one of the problems there we had with the crashes. Returns to lightweight representation and destroys the actor. Successful. And it's super simple. It's one of the things and there's a lightweight instance manager that manages all the lightweight instances. And that's how it's used. And the manager would crash. Sorry about this, guys. Sometimes just opening Unreal takes a bit. It's just compiling shaders, the computer's running. I'm trying to keep you guys occupied in the meantime, but yeah. I've been really disappointed lately with not being able to show you guys anything. Really wanting to get something out there as soon as possible. And like I said, with the current project, I like everything that's in it. It's just so big, and that's where we've been working on the last. It's almost like I want to say almost like 10 streams. I'm just like trying to condense it to the point where I'm almost thinking of just kind of starting with a slim down skinny project with just the basics, and then even then that project, the reason how it got so big is because I just thought I was starting with the basics, but I just kept adding. But I want to even start more basic than that, and the template that I'm using is not out fully yet, so there's a lot of things and features that I can't really utilize because I like, for instance, the menu systems, right? When I want to use the controller and I have to implement a bunch of plugins, installed plugins, and the plugins are specific for versions like 5.1 or 5.2. So if I go to 5.2, these are the specific plugins. If I go to 5.1, there's different plugins, you know what I mean? So if it's not transferred over, then you can't use any of those plugins. So but I don't have a definite, because I'm not making the project, so I don't have the definite answer of when the template will be complete. So also don't want to wait around forever, so I'm pretty excited to be able to test this out. And if it has a lot of the menu things and a lot of this, I might just start with something like this if I can get it in like a 5.3 version, because again 5.1 has the lightweight actor problem where these just crash all the time. For me anyway, I could just be having bad luck, but a lot of the lightweight instances and the lightweight instance manager crashes, which I think that's the smartest way and the best way going forward, because they're coming out with this feature. It's the newest feature. When you're using a big map or any kind of map, it's how to convert things, and so you have it good performance, because at the end of the day, because I want it kind of like a realistic game, performance is very, very, very important, and it's something I have to manage to keep the looks in line. Alright, we're almost done compiling. Compiling's a big part. Once the compiling, the number will shoot up. The percentage is inaccurate versus the time that it takes. It's one of those things where it might go in 2 seconds, it might jolt all the way to 95%, but then it's stuck at 95% forever. Well, for this loading, it's the 45% mark, because it's the compiling shader mark. So if it just instantly jumps to 45%, waits the shaders all compile, then usually jumps to, unfortunately, 95% again, and then sometimes it stalls depending on the map size, which I'm hoping the map size isn't super crazy. I think it's just compiling a lot of shaders for the metahumans. The metahumans are, like, again, one of the things I have to watch out for. Realistic, great. Have to make sure the LODs are in there, because depending on the computer, we want it to be down to not realistic, so that people could run it perfectly fine on a kind of lower end machine. And again, this will only do this once. If we ever having some sort of crash or something like that, once it's compiled, it should boot up pretty quickly. And you notice now we've jumped from 45% all the way up to 94% pretty quickly. But again, it is slowly stalling out at 95%. It just shouldn't be as long as the 45%. It's just like doing final like engine boot up initiations here. To it's like 95%. It's what it's doing in the background is like I said, like building the engine for when it all just boots up to your screen. Groom data, again, building groom data. That's the metahuman. So just like the shading, like the compiling, like the shaders that I was talking about. People were saying they just changed the version to 5.3, and I'm guessing they didn't have any issues, so that's pretty good. If all of his menu systems are using the Common UI plugin, let's see if I could pull Common UI plugin. The Common UI plugin it makes a lot of the data more interactive, and it has an input routing kind of system. So this is the big input routing. The big thing with that is, so if you touch a button on your keyboard, it will kind of change your game settings and every widget and everything that's in the game over to a keyboard and mouse layout. But the second you go tap a button on the controller, then it will switch everything back to a controller layout. So depending on if you wanted to play with a controller or mouse and keyboard, you could switch back and forth instantly with the game and not have any problems. So, but this is a plugin, and the plugin will have to be properly updated for each version, and you'll have to bring it over, and it can be a little annoying for migrations. So that's because see, it has the gamepad navigation, and because migrating with plugins is annoying, I've tried to avoid plugins at all costs. But I think this is one plugin that's actually built in and baked into basic Unreal Engine. I think 5.1 features now. It's now pretty much baked into the system. I shouldn't really have a problem. I was really hoping it wouldn't take this long at the 95%. But the metahumans are pretty hefty the first time loading everything up. Again, this is just in-engine stuff. Usually if you have the game set, it should take this long. Again, off stream here tonight, I will be quickly doing a build of this and see what kind of errors there is and anything that I'd have to look out for. Quickly check the size of this project now. Really small, so I can make a copy of this and transfer one up to 5.3. So this says 5.1. I'll duplicate and do a 5.3 version, and then do another build, make sure everything works, and then see from there if we like it. We'll see how it is. Again, this is a test with you guys. to see what your thoughts are and stuff like that. Guess I can close this tier 2. Don't save. This is actually pretty heavy. So if we're not doing anything here, I'll close this. Maybe quickly check something if there's anything big in the marketplace, because this could be slowing this down. If it's actually pretty heavy and everything. Again, don't forget the free October for the month stuff. I always like to do a quick scan of the new releases, because see what kind of stuff is out. See if there's any, like, sometimes there's free stuff, and I've showed that before on stream, just like quickly checking, and there's just a bunch of free like tanks and things like that. So sometimes it doesn't hurt to do a quick browse to see if there's something just like super eye-catching, like Halloween treats look cool, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm doing a Halloween set. For me, again, we have to start getting the game going for us to kind of have that Halloween set in here. Ooh, electronics store, that's nice. I didn't really check the prices though. Nothing is free. Okay. That's what I do. This is icons, characters, a lot of cute cuddly characters there. Electric panels, changes, basic bathroom, a whole demon god set. Okay, look on prices on the way up. Nothing free. Now look at content on the way down. Tree bundles, nice. Not too many trees. Human talk. Don't want to use that for like a bunker setting. Winter clothing, it's nice. Okay, we'll do a quick look up. Boots. Yoga animations and stuff, interesting. And we'll do a quick look down. Don't look. Oh, there's free UE plugin. Dynalips. Okay. Sounds tutorial hallway. This is what I'm talking about. This is not even a UE thing. This is some other name. Scenario enables the rock of rigid bodies. Notice that there are a few seconds that after a few seconds the step forward in time is drastically reduced compared to the scenario. I'm guessing this is like some sort of physics-based thing that somebody put for free. Interesting. Interesting. Dynalips by... Oh, there we go. Oops. Dynalips. Generate high lip sync using audio and a few kicks. So I guess if you wanted to save, what you do is you'd run this in a different Unreal Engine, and while you're talking, it's saving the actual lip movement on the character because it's doing a lip sync, and then you would save that animation, bring that animation over to your project, just so you're not bogging up your project with a bunch of extra stuff, and then and that's part of the permanently free stuff, so you can always come back and get that later. And then you have really good looking talking in the game, because when you're talking, it's actually mimicking like a good lip sync for your character there. So again, this is why we do sometimes a quick look, a couple of new things, and again, that stuff could be hidden. Like you might forget about it, might not see it. You can always check the free section to see what is it. You go to the permanently free, but again, it does by date. So if somebody made that lip sync like a long time ago, and they've been updating it, and they just made it free, unfortunately, that won't even be near the first couple pages. That could be like something really, really far to the back. Drag and drop lofts, interesting. And so Nice garage there. So sometimes it's good to know when things have came in. Volume spawn. Just a couple of free assets. I realize I haven't checked this for a while because of the sickness of being gone and this and that. Ooh, free easy debug collision settings on any primitive. Okay, I could pretty much do. Oh, free. Don't know what that's for. Some interesting stuff there. Ooh, look at that scary rabbit thing. I don't even know what that is. That's interesting. Too expensive for me though. Right now. Maybe later. Camping gear. It's a really odd looking tent though. Okay, and this last page here quick. And it's just post-apocalyptic construction. Nice because it's all broken down and everything like that. It's pretty cool, pretty nice, but too high for me. So I'm gonna close this now so we save some space. So it looks like we have slate, which looks like it's empty. Interesting. And the character customizer. All right. I'm gonna close these for now. We have this nice fake building environment that he has came up with. You can't get in these buildings. These are just fake walls. These are just designed. There is a bunch of crowd spawners. So this is the crowd project he was talking about. He has his own sun and sky and wind and a post-processing volume for global. A bunch of park benches. In his previous kits, you were able to sit on these park benches. So these benches are interactable benches. So he kept interactables in there. He even calls it interactables. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This is heavy. This is a heavy thing. Even though it's just a simple interactable right here, we would want this bench to be a light light instance. So we'd right click here, maybe in the character customizer, misc access, interactables. And we got sitting, and you got this seat and this bench. We right click here, and let's see if it's in one of these. So it would be animation, blueprints, under lightweight. There's a lightweight instance here. And it's a lightweight instant manager. So like I said, I'm not going to start playing with that right now. This is a fresh project right here. The lightweight instant managers, like I said, in 5.1 has always really broken for me. But this is a new one in the gameplay tab. I think they're going to have a bunch of gameplay stuff in the future put up here. So in the gameplay tab, this is where that is. And so we'd make a lightweight instance of a bench. You'd have what looks just like a plain bench. Nothing, no arrows, no nothing. It's just be basic. And then when a player looks at it, once they go to look at it, it turns into this bench here. And since it's just holding a mesh and it's just a basic nanited mesh, it takes up like no room. A bunch of Nash mesh modifiers. So I'm guessing it's just like, hey, avoid these areas here. The reason why that is there is because these buildings are just quick blocks. They might not be like it's just to avoid a bunch of extra collision. I think it's just also more performance heavy. I mean, for performance, because if you're just saying, hey, ignore this block, compared to, hey, the crowd's allowed to go in here, now they have to do collision tests with the trees, they have to do collision tests with the step, they have to do collision tests with the ground to make sure they don't fall through. There's a bunch of different collision things that now has to keep in mind, where if it's just like, no, you're not allowed in here, it doesn't have to worry about doing any of the calculations for any of those collisions. All these splines are just buildings. So, or grounds, actually. So there's a lot of grounds. Instead of one big thing, he did a bunch of little grounds, which is interesting. Okay. And there's splines, which is also interesting. But everybody could do their own things. This is his map. Static meshes. There's the backdrop. Interesting. We can double click to go there. Oh, for like looking at outfits and stuff. That's really cool. So these are the locker things I was talking about. So it looks like he clearly indicated. And so this is where you're going to change your character, and this is obviously where you're going to change your clothes, right? And this nice backdrop he has given us for a good staged area, so you can really tell how your character looks. That's really cool. It'd be really good to set up some rectangle lighting in here, and maybe you could put some props for that to kind of make it look like you really get a good place to kind of look at your character. And with this kind of load in, you can see there's no metahuman here, so it should be hopefully quick to load in. There's some trap lanes, there's the trees, light wall. See that? Oh, okay. Now let's just double check these things. See if he's been using nanite, if he's using his no nanite, I guess, and no LODs. So, but that light specifically is pretty low. This again, I'm even with stream and everything up, I'm usually hovering a bunch of frames right now, so it's pretty good. And then there's just the two interactables, and it's the CC character start, which is a lot cleaner. Before we had a huge thing for start, so I'm guessing that is what he uses in his character customize program. That start icon is where we're going to start in the menu. So when we hit play, even though I've never touched this, again, I'm pretty good with his work. That's where our menu is going to start. Again, that's why we don't actually have a menu. This is his menu level. That's why it kind of kicks in right off the hop to this. If we go to project settings and we go to maps and modes, crowd demo for both the gameplay and the boot up, no matter what, it's just going to do the crowd gameplay menu. Because again, that's what he has set up for this. It's going to ask me to save, but I don't think I did anything. So I'm going to hit play. We're going to see what's going on. Okay. First time checking out skins and stuff, so it's doing some more compiling. I wish I actually bigger sized the screen before hitting play, but I wanted to go through a lot of things. Okay, see, this is what I was kind of fearing with my game here. Just this load in, this long-awaited load in, and I didn't know how that's going to affect older, slower machines. And so like I said, right off the hop, it zooms into this because not only the player starts here, but the CC start is there. So it's just how he always sets his stuff up. So the player start is just setting the pawn, hey, I want to be at a specific location. But most likely he has a class in the... If we go to the world details... Oof, I might even click this for a second. Most likely, he will have a player controller component, and that's in that component when you boot into this level, that's deciding what's happening with the character. So first, the game by default, since there's a player start, it's going to start, especially if he's looking for a player start, it's going to start kind of like where the player is. But using the CC start, it's going to know where to set up the camera and everything like that. I see with all this, it's cool, but right now you can see that it's running all these AIs right now, all this stuff at once. My frame's dropping pretty low. Yes, it's true that I'm doing a lot of skin preparing because of metahumans. But again, I wouldn't want to be doing this all at once. I would want to do this where maybe you hit the play button and you're looking at, in my case, I want to do like a living room or something like that. Maybe the living room TV, and you're just kind of chilling. And then you click on the character. But when you're chilling in the menu, it should already start loading stuff up in the background. Okay, we can move around. That's cool. Instinctively just use the right mouse button. Well, it's at the top right. So yes, right mouse button to rotate, middle mouse button to pan. Interesting. I like that. We do have scroll rules for zooming in and out. Interesting. I do like that. I do like that a lot. Did he add a blur effect to it? Interesting. F to reset camera. Okay. Alright, we're also just gonna kind of bigger size the screen a bit here. We want to maximize what we're looking at here. Alright. So, face. You see the cheekbones are going in and out there, depending on what size you have. The bottom there. This is kind of your generic middle of the face there. See, this is also just the height and width of the face. Interesting. Also, this is detailed customization. It's just clickable. We have depth. So the face comes in and out, like it's going. So I'm going to right click and rotate the screen here. And I'm going to move the depth here. And you can see the face comes out a bit or in a bit, depending if you want a big forehead, I guess, or a small forehead. Alright, we're going to right click and rotate again. So we have our skin tone. So I think I would change this because there's too many places where you have white on white, and that's just not, again, wouldn't fit my tune anyway. So skin tone, it looks like you have the 3 tones that he originally had. But you could add different kind of hues to it. If you kind of wanted to maybe make something like more zombie-esque. Alright. Makeup. Not much makeup options, but that's fine. Freckles. Cool. Interesting features. Wrinkles. Cool. Tattoos. Really colorful tattoos. I kind of do like that. Although tattoo 1 looks like there's no tattoos. Just rotate around just to confirm. So tattoo 2 is this nice sleeve with the koi fish and stuff. Okay, tattoo 3 is the angels just on the front, the wings just on the front. Tattoo 4, oh no, it is different. So it's the skull with the snake and stuff like that. And tattoo 5 is a dragon, I believe. Yeah, it's just a dragon. Really cool, cool. And that's it for this off the hop, just kind of customization. And then we have presets here, and you can see a couple of the metahumans bouncing then. And the height and the body size is all changing up. So this is one of your basic metahumans right here. It's not really one of his characters, but so you got your different weights, right? They don't have the skinny, they just have the beast and the heavy, which is interesting. Okay, you got the tall, short, average. It's a pretty big jumps, but all right. And skin tone, we already did skin tones. Nice to see that they have another one. Hairstyle, hair color. He did say that it was supposed to implement controller support. One second. Let's just see if I could plug in a controller here. If I get anything. USB 3.0. Make sure it's nice and connected there. So, I'm not getting anything with the controller. Interesting, though. Alright. And, one of the big things I noticed right off the hop, depending on how looking into this, is, that's hairstyle, right? You have your eye color. And your hair color. But how do I change from the metahuman back to his without just doing complete presets? Because the presets, every time we switch between the preset, it should change the clothes, the hair, the everything. So there should be a way to just I guess the point is that you'd find a body type you would like here, and then you would start swapping it up. It's hard to see if these presets are just random. This is his character, so that's his character. So they're not super random. Now let's see if the skin tone changes. It doesn't. Alright. Let's see if the hairstyle changes. It does. Okay. And the reason why the skin color doesn't change, I'm pretty sure this is just for metahumans. Body height works. Body weight works. Okay. Eyes work. We said the hair works. The hair color works, of course. It's just the skin tone. Right. We'll just confirm with this guy here as well. And so my understanding, this is just for the people who've already paid for his product. This is kind of just like a heads up trial. Alright, so that's it. That's all we get. Alright, so we might change a bunch of things later, but this only affects the metahuman skin color. Interesting. We see that this works with her. Freckles works with him. Wrinkles work with him. Tattoos, you can't even see them because he's wearing his sweater. And we know that this skin tone works for him. And all the facial stuff works with him. Right? But I guess the final check and the depth obviously works. And this works. I guess the final checkup makeup, which is that eye makeup, is doing one last preset here, which is going to send us into a metahuman. And we'll try that. Yeah, skin color and the skin tone works. And the face depth and everything works, yeah. So I would almost just remove this skin tone completely. And then maybe throw this skin tone, however this skin tone works, over here. Because this works for all types and stuff. So there's just a little bit of work that he needs to do, because again, tattoos kind of cool. I'm guessing it's the exact same tattoo, but we can't see it underneath this. So we will, we'll do 2. It's very colorful, pretty nice. And we'll take away those freckles. And yeah, we will confirm that. So I gotta check if the just seeing how his locomotion's working. Alt's his cursor. Interesting. That is just cool to know. I didn't know you could do the cursor like that. Interesting. T is strafe. He has inverse kinematics, I guess, as you can see, depending on his foot. We'll try to find it and place his foot on properly. But something does feel off with the locomotion. It does feel like he is sliding a lot. Alright. Controls the walk. Shift is the sprint. It's that weird back and forth thing, I think. Okay. So if you hold Alt, you could access this, and I guess change the crowd size of actor, and change the LEDs. And hold Alt again. Oh yeah, it's not a hold, it's just a tap. So we can walk up to this now, and we can change clothes. Red polo, so yeah, we do have the tattoo, we just can't see it. Blue polo, green polo. This, there's a lot of clothes options here, which is really, really nice. Which makes me want to go test out the females at some point, see if it's and then you just hit. So there's a drag function, so I'm not sure where that drag comes in. But I do like this setup. And I wish he kind of did this more with the head, aviators, and it seems like it would be easier to add stuff to it. So, MISC, upper body, lower body, and it's just these lists that go on and on. So it feels like if you want to add your own stuff that is metahuman related, it should be easy. Alright. We'll do that for now. We'll just hit confirm, and again it's going to be saved. But we are going to want to, is it toggle? It is toggled. Alright. Shift is not toggled. I mean, run is not toggled. That's a hold. Okay. We do want to check out the female though. With that much stuff, should I do his female or metahuman? I guess I'll do metahuman. Shouldn't really change. No, I'll do his female. We just seen a metahuman. We've just been working with this metahuman, so we want to see and make sure that everything works and is the same for his character. So hit E. We have a whole different setup for the females. It's just a list, so it'll be really easy to work with controllers. So you hit right on the controller, you switch the body type. Right, you hit left on the controller, you go back, you go up and down on the controller, you pick what type of clothes you want, and then you just hit the X button. You find something that you like. we'll scroll all the way kind of to the bottom-ish, and then we'll check out the so I get a lot of the 2 scoop, yeah. Pretty cool. Alright, like it. Lower body, got underwears, jeans, baggy jeans, navy jeans, you got skirts, leggings, slacks, belts. Not as much for the pants. I'm actually surprised because he usually has a lot more like legging and tights kind of options. But he has just the 2 tights here, which is fine. So I'll go with the matching thing here. We got boots, tan sandals, dress shoes. They do have heels, so again, even these are specific for the females. The glasses are obviously kind of the same for both. Misk, this is where Misk, she has watches, and it looks like this is just being implemented as well. So it's a good first test for the guys just getting a hold of it before it comes out. Makes me kind of want to go back and get a more. Yeah, there you go. There's that watch. Guess if we just want like let's do that. You can see the watch popping out there. There you go. And I go back to the other. Yeah, interesting. It's nice. Nice little touch. Okay, we confirm. We got our swanky looking high quality person here. Now we have 55 crowd members. And so those guys are just placed throughout. Kind of just waltzing around. Looks like we can't interact with them or anything. They just got a crowd people. Randomly generated crowd people. Most of them are in LOD 5, so again, it's showing us that it's going to keep the frame rate pretty good. And just randomly generated these people, I'm guessing. So whole cell phones, stuff like that. Okay. So this version so far is more just a customizer, which is nice. I wonder how it's using the metahuman. Oh, and just with his character as well, it looks like there is inverse kinematics. I don't think they're gonna go as far as inverse on something this big. Nope. She could just kind of like tiptoe on the side. That's fine. I don't think they need any of that detail. Let's see if. Oh, I can't stick my foot inside there. There's a hitbox that won't let me. Use the same bush, I'm guessing. The jump animation is a little weird. I think. Oh, I can. So it is a decent distance. You can go. Just obviously this is a little bit too much. Alright. So, one of the big things we do want to check out here. No windows. World settings. There we go. I'll throw this back over here. World settings. So he has his own game mode. Instance. Or game. We could actually. I want to see if there's a game instance file that's specific for his, because I do big changes and stuff. Yeah. Material instances. So it doesn't look like he has a game instance class at all. So we'll double check that in the project settings. Nope, it's just a basic game instance file. Crowd demo. That's it. And all that he's actually using. Wow, he's not even using a player controller. He's just using this game mode. It's all he's setting is the game mode. That's it. I have a game mode. That's it. Everything else is just base stuff. And levels, he just has this demo level. So we want to maybe I bring this up just slightly more. We want at least this button here. So it's the crowd, it's the input. I guess we should try that. So I'll just click OK. Our character should be saved. Yes, it's saved instantly. And again, it's using that data asset to save the character. No more game loading and saving and stuff like that. We're going to just test this. This is the one thing we should be able to interact with. Yes, once we get in the range, it has a seat option. We go, and we can sit. There we go. And the people are different. The people that we have here is different. Alright. In the game mode, we'll check out what's going on here. This is the only thing that's starting. So he has a couple of things placed around the map. I'm guessing the crowd managers. We can take a look at the things that are here. So the crowd manager. 2. So when we start up, once we hit play, the game mode is going to fire first actually. So we'll see what is in that. Construction script, there's nothing. Event graph, there is the only one tab here, which is event handle starting new player. Alright, because this is supposed to be multiplayer as well. So the new player is going to go to that CC start that we talked about. Again, that's what I said. Sorry. I spent a lot of time with this guy's code. So. Just organize this helps me understand what's going on sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna get that CC object, which is right here. CC start object. Just going to, yeah, so it looks the exact same as the other one. So you can't even tell it's the exact same as the interactive pawn object, so it's kind of blended in there so you don't even notice it. So it's going to get the CC start object. It's going to get all tags with it if it's valid. If it is, it's going to spawn the CC customizer, and it's going to possess it. Now, what does that mean for people who haven't been with me for a while? That just means that once you hit play on the game, it goes into the game mode. The game mode then runs this event handler because there's a new player. It looks for the CC start actor, and since the CC start actor is going to be valid, it's going to spawn a CC pawn customizer, which is the character, the player character. It's going to spawn what the character looks like, and it's going to take the controller of the new player, right? Because the event handler is set up for multiplayer, so there will be tons of players, right? It's going to set up. It's going to take the new player, and for that new player, it's going to set the controller, the player to pretty much be this character, right? So you do possessions, like say if you're going to a car, you possess the car, so you're no longer the character or the guy anymore. You are the car, and that car, when you get out of the car, you're no longer the car. You unpossess the car and you possess the character. So one of the things people do is they take the car and they select where that car is, and they exit out of that car just to the left of the driver's seat, for example, and they spawn the character there, and then they do the same thing, spawn and possess, right? And then if it can't get this, it's just going to say no things found. So we're going to browse to this object here, which is in the core of the customizer here. So every tick that this menu is open, it's doing it first. It's checking if the character is local. Right? Actually, what I could do is I could throw it like that. Okay. Is locally controlled, is player controlled. So if it is a local character, then we have a zoom interpolation here, which is going to take the spring arm camera of the character pawn, this one here, to control the zoom. This is just a bunch of math to make sure it goes in the right spot. I don't know why I'm just, like I said, I usually move these to input mapping, context, enhanced local character. So this is adding the how the character can move to the character. And it's using these inputs. So wherever he set the map in there, that's going to give him where he can interact and stuff. So that's why you can now set that quickly. So when you're in the character customizer, you have certain inputs and stuff that you could do, but then once you're no longer in the hide. This is yeah, there's no lines going through there. Okay. So this is just hiding the interact buttons and popping up the interact buttons for character. I'm gonna close this. That's the reset camera button. Right. So everything's kind of in this pawn class for a lot of the global kind of functionality in here. I'm not too sure why he has set this up. I'm just trying to do things so I can read it better. And this is the character spawn here. So we're spawning the pawn, and that is just the object of the character customizer class. In this class, we're spawning the actor character customizer, so we'll search this up. And this looks like it's an actual character class, so we should be able to hit the viewport here. So we hit the viewport here. Again, it's just that symbol. It's just a spring arm and a camera. That's it. Now it's going to spawn this. This actually has a mesh. Third camera, head, and stuff like that. It has the character customizer, single locomotion, interactive. It has tools. This is what he was talking about later. He didn't have it working right now, but I think he's going to try to add weapons and everything again. This is the randomizer options here. So then, so like I said, this tick, every tick, it's just checking out the character's local player. And if it is, it's just checking out the zoom and the camera offset, whether it's panned or not. On possession, if it is a local player, it's going to create the menu and server get saved character. So we're gonna move this around here. autosave. So it's saving the level. Oh, there we go. It's actually not that bad. But I do want to go into, slide this down, editor preferences, minimize this, go to loading and saving, and I do want to turn off auto saving because that can be a nightmare for certain levels that are huge. Right, you do save, but you save on your own time specific. It's like that. So it's going to create the menu, and it's going to get the saved character. So again, we already looked at the interpolate, which is just math stuff. But here is almost the exact same as the interpolate, just math stuff. I don't think we're going to fiddle with this guy at all. Just remove him, close him. And then it's just math stuff. But we want to look into the menu creation. We're getting the CC customization widgets, UI, and or the apparel, lobby, character, or apparel. So lobby. So you can change it depending on if the menu that's created is actually a part of your menu, or if it's you're actually walking up to the widgets. And so that's an actual folder here. And then save character, that's another one down here. So in this case, it is doing the save load for the original save of the character. Get saved character is doing a full load from get saved character. Which is odd, because he shouldn't need to do that. He should be just getting the object. So we should really bring this down. Remove main menu? Was there even a main menu? So it's just entering game mode and removing the main menu. Which is just of type user widget. Oh. So it's just removing any menu if the menu already exists. So it should just be remove menu. Because, for example, right now the menu hasn't even been set. So, but if it is set, it's removing it, clearing it out, and taking all the control options away. Okay. Then it's going to create a widget, which is whatever is chosen, the lobby widget, the character customizer, or the apparel, depending on what this method is chosen. And by default, it's going to be set to, if I click on here, it's set to lobby. which is a good thing. So there's a lobby and there's a character customizer. So we hit play, and this is the lobby. This is what we got, this is what it looks like, this is all the things. Hit confirm, run away. So now this is the character customizer. And right now, it does look like they're exactly the same. But it gives you the option to change it if you want to change it. Okay. It's gonna put the into UI mode. This is where some of the things kind of bugging me. And it's going to get that player character, or the we've already confirmed that it is the player controller is the local controller, so you can do get 0, get index 0, so it shouldn't be controller 1 or anything else, because we've already asked for the local controller. But it could be, yeah, you're just getting it, you're just doing it for the local character. In focus, in widget to focus. You could throw something like this here. But I guess he has that set up for a reason. But I think for controller, you might want to throw that in there. I wouldn't want to throw that in there without doing a few tests first. So I'm going to put this here. Again, this may just be better. A little bit spread apart. With that, we do have room to go there. So now that we've created the widget class, and we've now shown the cursor, we're going to get the character customizer, which is a component. Character type. Do we create that somewhere? Well, just seeing if it's valid. If it is valid, it's going to get the widget. It's not valid, and if it is valid, it's going to just hide a component here. People stray so far from the main center of the blueprint. Sure. Get component for class. It's just going to get this. And so again, I think we created this customizer actually earlier. Or maybe it's just set to default. should be not valid at first, right? Character customizer. Character customizer tag. Find references. This is get here, get here, get here, get here, spawn. So we haven't got there yet. But technically when we're creating the menu, I think there's a chance that this is false. This is not valid. Because the character customizer should be false. Should not have been knitted at all. Tick. Unless it's in the game mode. We're just spawning the class and possessing the class. Kill this crowd spawner. For now. Spawning the class is there. Exit customizer, interact, put game. There's a quick game function, that's nice. Didn't even try that, is there? So yeah, there's a chance, anyway, from what I could see, there's a chance this is starting off null. You're going to hide the interaction button, set up compact text. These are just hide, it's just going to draw a class, it's just going to hide the buttons. Show context, like I said, it's just getting the new input system. Delay next tick is just that function that's C++, it's just delaying the next tick. And it's going to reset the camera, especially because it's just going to the lobby for the first time. So it's going to reset the camera to, no matter what the camera was previously, to dead center on the kind of character. That being said, now we go on to get character. That's the next thing that happens. It's going to load the saved character. Again, I don't know when it's all the way down there. This looks like the highest we go. So, he just calling his game save file cc game save. It's fine. He's checking if it exists. If it does exist, we're going to load from that slot. We're going to cast to the load object that he has chosen what he wanted to save. he is searching through the saved characters, which has a map file, the saved characters and the character's name. Where there was a problem before where we had to like set a name. I think the names are all just going to be set by default still for this one. Again, I just might expand this here a bit. Let me just bring this out. Just makes more sense to kind of. So it's taken all the, so you can see this presets. It's the morphs. So the preset is pinned, and that's all we want to see. But there's a bunch of different things he has set up here. So it's the default preset, which is taking it from the. So he is actually just using these, the data presets, which is good. And if the preset is valid, is false, then it will just take the default preset, which is the female, the CC female. Otherwise, it's going to take the saved preset. I don't think this really has any purpose of going all the way down there. And we could just kind of attach this here. Do this. And if it fails to cast, which it shouldn't fail to cast, because I guess he's just trusting his luck here. What we could do is do a print string. Just down. Kind of bring this in a bit. Failed to cast to CC save object save object with the right save game name exists, but it is not using the right save game object. And now we could just bring this underneath it or something. Something like that. Failed to cast to save game object. A save game object with the right save game name the saved game name does exist, but but it's not using the right save game object. A little bit smaller. That fits better. Yep. And then we'll just kind of tidy this up here. Maybe bring this in so it's like 3 after. There we go. So it's getting the presets, and once the presets done, it's getting the members in the struct, the presets, and it's doing a get saved character, which is this one here. If it's false, it's just going to get the default preset saved character, which is that female again. So if it found the save game, but couldn't find the save with the save game a character with the right name. So say we have a save game file for my account of Bilbo, but I'm looking for the character name of Fred, and Fred doesn't exist. And then it's just going to make a default character. We did find Bilbo's account, but it did not find the character Fred. And so it's just going to create a default character. So it's just a backup. But if it can't even find the account, I mean, yeah, because there's no save game at all, then you have to this we can actually bring back a bit. We could bring it back even further and make it not look. Still have it not look so ridiculous. Too down. Good. There we go. That's pretty decent. And then, as we've seen there, we could actually bring this kind of like in here. Bring this in here. Kind of interfere. These two spots here, we're going to get this saved character, which is this here, and spawning localized character, which is this here, which we are going to have to so here we're going to again get that preset. Now that we've confirmed we have the preset in multiple different ways, we've created this preset. Don't like this that this is floating right through all my stuff. Bring this down. This is just floating here. We can bring this in. So we can tighten this up along the lines. Bring this out here. Just getting the character root, which is this object here. It's the scene, which is probably like where the base of the character is. And it looks like it's set to 9090. It's getting its transform, which again its rotation is 90 and its location is the root of the character is 90 meters above the z-axis, and it's going to actually spawn the character here. So again, the character was null or non-existent until this has happened. This is the customizer character. So again, I'm surprised that it allows you this. Just killed the graph. We got the graph. Here we go. Let's find this back here. I'm surprised that this is set up the way it is because the customized character shouldn't exist. So it will never init the widget, I guess, at the beginning. So we'll have to look at the widget to see why it's initting the widget. But I'm pretty sure the init widget is just to clear it. It must just be a reset. Because this will never happen off the beginning because you never loaded the character yet. You're loading the character down here. So this is spawn character. This is the line there. This is doing this. If a character is valid, we're going to destroy it. And then set character. To blank. And then after the character is set to a blank character, we're then going to spawn a character. We're going to destroy the character, set it to whatever it is. Don't know if it's really blank, but I guess just default. It's just setting the character as the default because we've destroyed the actor. This is the object reference. And again, this is the same object reference. So it's interesting. This first time I think I've seen that. And we are going to so we're gonna now spawn a new character, custom character at that position with the presets. Set the object to hidden and get the owner. So it should have been hidden from the beginning. I'm guessing that's weird. New hidden is true. Whether or not the actor and all its component is hidden, it's true. Spawns the character and hides the character. This is the top variable, so you want it to be as high as possible. It goes underneath that, so this is probably as high as we're gonna get. Probably bring this back to there though. Look at this here. And this has to be like there. Oh, we're gonna want to bring this and make that. Have this guy. That, I guess. So, we're getting saved data, which is passed on from here, which is the CC save variable. So we're just getting the preset data. Getting the preset data in there. We're passing that preset data to the saved variables, and we're setting that saved variables. The local saved variables are preset data, and now that this is actually set, we're doing the on character load. So we should have in the event graph here, on event character loaded, it's going to take the 3 sets, on next tick, set the meshes, apply the variable, and set the character to not hidden anymore. Okay. So respond to the character. This is it's usually always below. This is it's fun. They actually just put everything above it. So this is the big thing. It's right away for this customized character is when it's loading. Delay, set the meshes. Probably bring this down. Bring this in a couple. Delay again. Gonna apply the variables to the character. That's an interesting function I would like to see. That should be the data set. I'm guessing. It's just a set of variables. The preset is just setting it. Tech set meshes. It's all the meshes that's getting set here. Just the outfit and everything like that. Print string preset is not valid going into character load. Or character, yes. Going into setting the characters mesh. There we go. By Just like that there. Just getting the members here. Just saving it. This here looks like just go like that. Yes. We're getting the materials. Clearing the current materials. Load acid blocking. Interesting. But yeah. Cast the skeleton mesh. It's gonna get the head. Alright. Skin skeleton, and it's failed. The head doesn't have a default from the looks of it. So there you go. This load asset blocking resolves a load or soft object reference immediately, causing this will cause hitches and async load assist should be used if possible. So it's getting the preset body, it's getting each part, and seeing this body, this head. I wonder where there's feet. Guess we haven't got to that yet. It's going to be similar to the other one here. Or I could do this. Oh, we do need to try to make room for that. Didn't realize there was another line still going through stuff there. Alright. It's 11 o'clock, guys. So we'll have to call it here. I'm just looking into some of these things. I'm just gonna, again, we haven't really changed anything. Just wanted to see how things were running in this and see how he was doing things. Looking into it. Do kind of want to test like how he would quit the game. But yeah, maybe while we wait for things, this is something we look into and test just to see how things are working with it. I definitely do like that it has all the metahuman stuff in it. It is slightly more complicated than what I have right now. Mine was just left right, but also doesn't have the game pads, which I'm a little bit disappointed in. Well, they have that. But yeah, so maybe we come back, look into this some more, and do some changes on it. And then can I move this one even back any further? Not really, eh? That's about as far back as I can go with that. Again, it varies on how close I am. Maybe I have to just bring this guy out a little bit to make the lines better. Yeah, it's just probably nitpicky, tidying up and stuff. And again, so I could probably do, hopefully if I get time to work on this tomorrow, but it's Thanksgiving, so I can't promise that. I'll just try to tidy up a lot of this nitpicking off screen, and we can go through any kind of major developments or changes then. And whether I think this is definitely usable or it's going to cause major pains and headaches. And I'll let you guys know. That's too close here. That's a little better. See if I could do that with this guy here too. Keep it nice and tight. This is a pretty big thing. Yep, and I'll sort this guy out. Now it gives me a little bit more room to kind of move this guy around. Alright, but yeah, clean this up, and that's what our plan is. I thank you guys so much for checking in. I hope to get back into the swing of things here. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.